So just real quick before we move on to the next thing, just remember that a constant, it's x raised to the 0 power, linear, x raised to the first power, quadratic, x raised to the second power. Also, I want you to know the structure of this. See how that's written? We have second power, first power, constant. Okay? Moving on to the next slide. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see this a little better. So what we want to do is power means degree. So we're going to talk about degrees. So right now, we're only going up to the second degree. So when you look at this term, x minus 9, what degree is that? Well, this is x to the first power, so this would be what we call a first degree polynomial. Okay? What's the highest power of x in the second term? No, that's the coefficient. I said power of x. 2, right? In fact, let me just circle the 2. So we're just, the highest power of x is 2, so this is what we would call a second degree polynomial, okay? Here I have x squared, x to the first. What's the highest power of x? 2. So this will be a second degree polynomial. Is there an x here? Isn't this, is negative 3 the same as negative 3 times 1? Well, wait a second. What is x to the 0 equal to? 1. So could I say negative 3 times x to the 0? Well, that's the same as 1, right? So really, this is what we call, and if we think of it in terms of this, whenever you see a constant, that's the 0 power, or 0 degree. A constant is to the 0 degree. What degree is this x to? No, you guys are looking at the number in the front. That's what we're multiplying by. Raising it to the power is here. We don't write down the 1, but whenever you see an x just by itself and it doesn't have anything written up here, that's a first degree polynomial. So let's try and analyze this differently. You have 6x plus 2. Is there an x? What power is that x raised to? 1. So this is a first degree polynomial. Does this have an x? No, so it's a 0 degree polynomial. Does that kind of help? A little bit? Okay, good. Well, that's how we start, right? That's how we learn. So then the next thing we need to look at, if you notice, and we haven't talked about it this a whole lot, but if you notice when Mr. Adams writes things down on the board, I always say, I want to make sure that things are in descending order. Descending order means that we go in order by the power of x. If you go back and look at all your notes from last year and from this year, Mr. Adams, and I'll say it, but it may not have made sense. I said, let me put this in descending order. That means you put the highest power of x first and then descend down. Third power, second power, first power, 0 power. That's important. Now, do I want you for your notes to draw this out? No, don't draw it out. I did want you to copy this down, though. You need the example problem and the degree. I hope I didn't go too fast, but it's in the Jamboard notes if you need to go back and look at it. But here's what I really want you guys to see is this. Okay, I want you to see this stuff right here. You can have an infinite amount of terms, right? So this is a term, this is a term, this is a term. Right now, we're going to focus on this. Descending order, 0 degree polynomial, this will be the constant. First degree polynomial, x raised to the first power. Quadratic, x raised to the second power. Okay? That's what we're focusing on. All right? Any questions?